What is up, RetroManiacs? Welcome to the Retro Card Chat Podcast. My name is Mike, and I am from Mike's Retro Trading Cards. You know, a long time ago, there was a game show called What's My Line, even before I was born. So this is old. But in that game, they used to have contestants that had to watch a panel and ask them questions and figure out which person had a certain occupation. I thought it would be great to play that game today with our viewers and listeners. So don't give your answers right now. Don't take guesses. Watch the whole program and let us know at the end which one of the three of us is really hungover today from some weekend festivities. I don't know if you're going to be able to figure out. It might be me, or it could be one of these two guys, Joe Day and EP. How you doing, boys?
So you clearly wrote that before we started talking this morning, because I am not hungover. So it must be EP. I'm going to give the answer away. I am not hungover, boys. I survived Beer Fest. Double shift. Started at 10 a.m. Got home right around midnight. It was a long day. But I am not at all hungover. It's kind of crazy. I drank a decent amount, but it was so busy in the morning, so I didn't get a chance to really go after it. And then in the evening, I was so sore from the concrete floors of the convention center that, it was just like standing on concrete all day, man. That'll kill you. And so I was really sore, but I came home, went to bed around 12:30, and I woke up, I think at like 10 a.m. on Sunday yesterday. And I'm feeling good. I'm shockingly feeling good. Yes. Yeah.
Wow. There you go.
You know, it all helps with the soreness. More alcohol. If it would have helped with the soreness, more alcohol would help with the soreness.
Or other stuff.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear you survived another year, Joe. Last year, pull the curtain back, EP and I weren't sure whether he was sleeping or dead. So, this is an improvement, and I'm glad to see you made it through this year.
Yeah.
Beer Fest. Did anybody show up and say hi? I thought all the viewers were going to come this.
You know, there was a line for autographs and photos. I was busy. I was working the Fatheads trailer, and people were swarming it, baby. They were really into the Fatheads. So
what was the favorite style of beer?
It was the hazies are always really popular nowadays. There's one called, I think it's a wheat, but it's called Crumbleberry.
Okay.
It's like a blueberry with cinnamon flavor. It was very, very popular. We kicked that one real quick. So it really that's the one I was drinking all night.
So it's not like Fatheads like you put on your wall.
But their mascot does have like the head. But yeah,
I was confused. I didn't know what you were doing there.
Yeah.
Did you lock them in as sponsor for the show? As a sponsor for the show, or what's that's?
We need to work on that. I refuse. I walked right past Trogs and just went. That's all. Just walk right past them with it.
Mike, if you remember, please beep out the name he says. Just get into it too.
Why are they not
hilarious
to sponsor us anymore?
No, just be hilarious. If you refuse to even say that.
Yeah, that's true.
Gotta bleep out Fatheads too. Gonna cost you.
Yeah, it got a little scratched. But no, I'm good. I'm good today. I'm very happy that I'm good today too.
What's new and exciting with you, Eric Howick?
Well, I'm going to open up my beer because I'm going to have a beer today. But I went to a card show on Saturday. That was my
without me.
That I did. Well, people were asking, "Where's Mike? Where's Mike? Where's Mike?" And so,
deal.
Yeah, pretty big deal. So, but I
have to eat ramen noodles because Mike wasn't there. The whole family's gonna have to
spend hundreds of dollars. Right?
Yeah.
I went looking for just some cards for my case and for the upcoming card show, which is this coming Saturday. So at the Susquehanna Valley Mall, I stopped and saw Clint first. He was one of the first people I saw, and he had some Reggie Jacksons for me. These are the Smokey the Bear cards. You can see they're really big on this one. And then at first I was like, I don't really want the oversized one, but then it was like part of the set. And he said he saw a 1985 one he's got to give me as well. And so I paid $10 for all three of them. Then he threw in this Dorman's cheese mini, like it was a card that's like perforated, so it's like you tear it, but it's a Norman's cheese food issue. Pretty cool. Threw that in as a part of the deal.
What kind of cheese? Cheddar? Smell the cardie.
It doesn't smell.
Smell it. Yeah, it's good.
I can't smell anything. There's nothing in
you smell on a regular basis? Jesus. That's how you're supposed to do that.
Yeah. So,
it's like them how you sniffing glue down there.
How do you smell stuff?
I was thinking something else, if you know what I mean.
No.
You know?
I don't survive on 2 hours sleep on my own. So anyhow.
Off the rails.
Off the rails. I mean,
it's what we do. Until Mike says, let's get into it. We're just all over.
Yeah.
So, but I made sure to only take $100 as I'm not going to spend more than 100. I had an extra 20 in my wallet. I almost spent that, but I didn't. I spent $100, got some cards I'm going to be able to put out for my case. And I'm pretty excited about that. Unlocked a new hobby person, Garrett. Was somebody who was I know Card Show Kevin had bought from him before. He said he was a former student of his. Had a really cool table. He's one of these people who buys tons of stuff and just puts it out there on the table. He had one box that he said I haven't sorted it at all. He said there's a lot of good stuff in there. And I pulled a couple cards out of there, and a lot of other people did. And so yeah, he's just kind of just buys stuff and puts it out there. Pretty cool. And yeah, I was happy with the stuff that I got from him. And he's actually doing his own show, running his own show in Cogan Station in June. And he just said, he gave me a flyer. He said, if you want to, you can set up there. So I might do that. We'll have to see what happens in June, depending on what happens with the rumors around the show are that the mall is being bought or has been bought and that they're going to tear it down. And so it'll be interesting if that happens. But anyhow, there you go. So then maybe even find a new card show play.
In the lead here.
So if he has this show, is he just going to put the tables there and let the dealers just throw them down wherever they want to, or?
Oh, I mean, in what he's for his show that he's setting up, the one that he's running.
You said that he just threw the boxes out there to let people go through it. Oh, so I'm thinking, so what? He's just going to let the tables piled up there. You pick up your own table and put it wherever you want.
I would assume the fire company is going to set up the tables for him, but
okay,
I'm sure that would.
So I'm hearing that Garrett Latesy is what EP said, right? I heard that.
You need to mentor him like you mentored those other young card show people.
Yeah, have them quasi alphabetical.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't have much going on. I didn't go to the card show because EP said I don't want you here, so I stayed away.
That's exactly.
But yeah, I spent more money than I probably would have at a card show because I'm buying for my next pack sale. Poor Mike. I have to sit on eBay and other places and try to find boxes of cards to sell, to buy, to resell as packs. Really terrible having to.
Boy, that we're
buy all this
doing
stuff.
A lot of heavy lifting there.
I know, yeah. Yeah, I do want to send a little shout out. We forgot to shout out our buddy Mike Jones, head of security last week, who had a major knee surgery. I think he tweaked that at the National in 2024, chasing down those people that are trying to get our autographs, right?
I think so. But since
so, yeah.
As official security, Mike, that might have been a HIPAA violation by letting people know the surgery, right? Is he on payroll? Are we good?
I'm not a health
lawyer.
I'm not a healthcare professional.
Oh, okay. Okay.
HIPAA, so.
All right. We're good. We're good. Yeah.
So, yeah. But get well soon, Mike. We need you to chase down all the autograph hounds for us.
Well, this new bionic leg, he's going to be able to. I mean,
I know, right?
Yeah,
he's going to be able to jump all through the building.
He could be a punter for the Saints, for all we know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it because I have a lot of stuff to get to this week. Might want to turn off now. I don't know. Here we go. We have to talk about it. I'm sorry, but we have to talk about it. The Logan Paul Pikachu Illustrator PSA 10 that was up for auction. I don't even know what that is, but it's a card, and it sold for $16.5 million. It is the highest selling trading card of all time. It's worth more. It eclipsed the sale of Mr. Wonderful's Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant 1-of-1 dual logo man, dual auto card, a Pikachu card that was owned by Logan Paul. What are we doing? I don't know where to go from here, but the provenance and the marketing of this card clearly made this card go for a ridiculous amount of money. Also, the Logan Paul break that they did, the first edition box, they pulled a Charizard, and that card was graded a PSA 10. That card sold for $954,000. When another one, first edition PSA 10 that wasn't pulled in that break, sold the same week for $528,000. So it sold for almost double what the card sold for just because it was part of the Logan Paul break. I can't make this up. AJ Scaramucci,
The Mooch.
the Mooch's son, bought it, and he used this as an opportunity to announce his new endeavor called treasuretrove.com, which will be documenting his hunt for the world's treasures. I don't even want to know what this is. And that's not the only announcement. Logan Paul announced his new breaking company called Rip It that he is getting into now.
Rip It.
Oh my God. So clearly, with the name Logan Paul, all the marketing that was done for this, you could question the legitimacy of it or not. We'll get into that in a little bit. But clearly, people are still suckers. They will still be influenced, but when the biggest of the influencers are, this is just like cryptocurrency, isn't it? Where they're selling you something that's not worth anywhere near what they're saying it is, but somebody is eventually going to be left, handling the bag on this one. It's not going to be worth anywhere near what it's paid for at some point, but highest card sale ever. Here we are. This is worth more than Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant's dual Logo Man 101 dual autograph.
I've been saying for weeks that people are going to be holding the bags on these things, and I've gotten a little pushback from my co-panelists here saying no one's ever going to hold the bag because they're just going to keep selling to each other. So I don't know. Is anyone going to be holding the bag on these truly? Like, that's what I've been saying for a while. Like, but eventually someone's going to hold the bag on these big sales.
This card's different though, because this card's value is solely tied to it having been Logan Paul's card. There's nothing inherently special about it. It's a special card. Yes, I understand if you're a Pokemon, Pokebro, you're not watching this anyway, so just shut up. But anyway, it's because he owned it. That's the only reason it sold. This card was not going to sell for anywhere near this much.
Well, wasn't it?
And that's on the PSA slab too, right? Isn't that on, it's on the slab.
Yeah, I mean, it was what did he buy it for? Like $5 million? Not saying it was nothing, but but $5 million is a pretty big amount to spend on a Pokemon card anyway. So that's kind of crazy. I am curious. Are we going to hear if his fractional friends are getting any sort of payment from this? Because that was a fractionalized card, if I remember.
Put that on the back burner.
Okay. Working, I guess, backwards. I actually like the logo and the name of his breaking company, but it made me think of No Holds Barred, Rip 'em. Remember that, Mike? That was Hulk Hogan's catchphrase. And of course, I didn't think any mooch was going to be more insufferable than the mooch. His son's way worse. His son is way more annoying than he ever was. So that's of course interesting. And then of course you have to talk about the amount that this card sold for and the juxtaposition between this card and that Jordan. And at the end of the day, anyone who's like, oh, the sale of this card is going to be a boon for Pokemon cards, I completely disagree. I think the sale of this card is going to be a boon for those other type of big cards, those cards that the Mr. Wonderfuls are going after. They love seeing this sale because this is going to affect the sales of sports cards then down the line, those super high-end sports cards, more than it's going to affect any Pokemon card, right? So like this is they're drooling over this. Mr. Wonderful doesn't care that this eclipsed his sale because now he can just say, oh, my index actually says that the Jordan obviously is more.
Got to be 22 million.
Oh yeah, 22. So yeah, absolutely. Like this has to have those folks they were cheering it on, maybe to the point where they were players on it. behind the scenes. Who knows? I mean, we'll talk about that more, obviously, as well. But yeah, this is then I think the other thing you talked about was the Charizard, like there's a sucker born every minute. If you're willing to spend twice as much almost on the same exact card. And I bet you the other 10 that sold was probably actually a 10. I'll just leave it at that. I don't know if this one was actually a 10 or not, but I feel that PSA knew who sent this card in to be graded.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that if any Joe Schmo sent that card in, maybe not. Who knows if it would have actually been a 10. But I'll tell you for a fact that the one that sold for 500,000 or whatever, that probably actually was a 10.
Yeah, Joe, great point on the shattering the ceiling. Once a card sells for 16.5 million or whatever, that's what it was, I think, right? Well, once a card sells for that amount of money, then other cards can sell for that amount of money. People mentally think, okay, it can sell for that amount of money. Was the name Rip It, or was it like Rip It Bro? Because it probably should have.
There's no bro.
It feels like it should have the comma bro at the end. And just thinking about the sale of that second card. Just because Logan Paul touched it, essentially, right? That was worth twice as much as the other one. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking maybe I should send my dollar box from the card show to Logan Paul, just to have him hold it, and then all those cards are worth it. And also, how many eBay listings are going to end up with not touched by Logan Paul in the hit title now, just because Logan Paul had be a name. So I could see people doing that with their weird eBay tricks.
I wonder if with that Logan Paul from the Rip It. Will that be denoted on the label?
It is, yeah.
It is.
Oh,
yeah. So
the Logan Paul break.
He's got his own pedigree at this point with PSA, right? So anything that he pulls from a break, when he's actually pulling things from breaks and they send him off to be graded, they're all going to have a pedigree to them now, and they're going to be worth more. And I think I brought this up a few weeks ago, kind of like the Mantle, or I always forget what's the one that Wayne Gretzky owned. Wagner, was that a Honus Wagner?
Yeah,
it was trimmed, right? So that kind of had a story onto itself, kind of had that pedigree. This is that on steroids, or whatever the kids take nowadays. This is putting those type of cards to the moon, because it's putting that little pedigree line on it.
So is every Rip It going to include something like that? Are all of them going to be something like 1999 Pokemon, 2003 Upper Deck or SP or whatever, something like that? Is everyone going to be like that? And how insufferable is that going to be for us?
I mean, it's the hobby. This is what we are now. Right. It just did. I was going to say, just the fact that Logan Paul is going to get into the hobby as a breaker says all you need to know about breaking and in this hobby. Logan Paul, who has allegedly scammed a whole bunch of people in a cryptocurrency deal, who has allegedly scammed a bunch of people with the ownership of this card that he just sold, is now getting involved in breaking. So only the best of the best. And he's going to be the biggest one, right? One of the biggest ones. Is anybody going to say, oh, no, you can't have product if it's Logan Paul?
Right.
So it's just
because he'll go on social media and say, can you believe that this company didn't send me product? And that would have caused a legitimate rift with the manufacturers. And not only that, Mike, that, he's one of the kind of feels like a scammy person going into a scammy thing. What's it tell you about how much money breakers make that someone of Logan Paul's wealth is going into breaking? Put that in perspective. Someone making, I don't know how much his WWE contract is worth. He's got all sorts of other financial obligations, I'm sure, or money coming in, I'm sure. What's it tell you about how much money he can suck from this hobby that he's going into breaking now? That tells you right there, between the ability to scam people and the ability to make money off of them. Win-win for Logan Paul.
What kind of cards do you think he dips? What's he trying to get? The dip if he dips in?
I don't think he would. That's the one thing I will say. I don't think he would, because
he doesn't need to.
He doesn't need to. Right. He has so much money already. And though he is going to be making money out of thin air, kind of how we talk about PSA doing that with grades, him just touching this card made it $400,000. That's money out of thin air if I've ever heard of it.
Well, Ken Goldin, there were some questions about Logan Paul's ownership of this card because of the fractional ownership company that he supposedly sold like half the card in, but then supposedly didn't pay people out, allegedly bought it out at a cheap. I don't know. I'm not getting involved in all that. We've talked about that before, but Ken Goldin was apparently on a live stream. I guess it was over a half hour. So in fairness, the comment I'm taking here, I'm pulling out of the bigger stream, but still he said them. I'm sorry. Context, I don't think is needed. But first of all, he was at the time talking about people complaining about the ownership of the card. And he said, do you think that I would sell a card like this without having a clean title and stuff? And it's like, I do. Well, Joe, you are just a hater. And you want to know what you are? Let me tell you.
Okay.
Let me quote Ken Goldin here. People that complain aren't customers. They don't have the money to buy items in my auction. So there you go, Joe. You're too poor to be able to comment on any of this because you can't afford stuff in his auctions because you're poor.
Yeah,
you're poor.
I am a poor. Oh, I haven't been a poor in years. That sounds, it cut right to the core on that one. Oh, yeah, I am only in a semi-affluent neighborhood, so I need to go all the way up to affluent to afford to go to a golden auction, I suppose. This is the most let them eat cake, tone deaf. I am better than you. I've got a 9-acre golf course, whatever he used to say all the time. I've got a 8-figure bank account type of horse shit that we expect from him. This is just him. And context or not, this is how he truly is. Right? Like he might go on the golden touch and he might gloss over his personality and he might clean it up for the cameras, but you get him on a live stream, you get him frustrated, and he's going to show who he truly is. And what he truly is a rich asshole who does not care about his customers unless they buy into his auctions at the super high level. Like if you're just buying something from him at a normal, whatever he might list at a, $500, $1,000, he doesn't give a shit about you. It's the people like the Mooch and his son that he cares about. So yeah, he's truly an asshole. He's truly someone who only cares about fellow rich people. And until we stop giving him our money, he like he's going to keep saying shit like this and doing shit like this because he is, again, at the end of the day, a rich asshole who does not care about anyone but himself and his bank account.
Sometimes I have to follow Joe, and I've like, what can I add? I will say that I was listening to this morning. I watched it this morning on the Twitter clip that Mike shared with us, and I did finally watch it this morning, and I was thinking to myself pretty much from the very, very get go, what a forking douche, just a douchiest thing, just absolute douche. And I like I don't understand how you can be a public facing company owner and talk like that about customers and potential customers, turning people against you and your company, except for the people like you said at the upper level that can't afford those cards, that are maybe not that can't afford, but the ones that are dealing the cards back and forth constantly, like the ones that the super high end, like those people were probably like, oh, this makes 100% sense. I all the little peons, I don't care about them. So yeah,
well,
that's what it was.
Apparently, old Kenny had an epiphany. Probably somebody messaged him and said, Ken, you gotta do some PR damage control here. So since I retweeted it, I had Ken Goldin slip into my DMs with this little cut and paste message. Incredibly stupid thing for me to say, and that 10 seconds ruined a 35-minute live. I deleted the live from my Instagram page. Feel free to email me directly if I can make it up to you. So clearly that's a
so what did he say when
message.
you emailed him? What did he say when you emailed him, Mike?
he didn't message me back. I said, man, could you help me out with some boxes for my sale I have coming up? Just nothing. It's like, no, poor, you're not allowed.
Poor, you're poor.
See, he's gotten smarter though. He's just doing it in private instead of doing it publicly. So that's progress for Ken there. I'm happy for him. But yeah, doing some major damage control for this situation. Like EP said, you said it right. It's potential customers. I might not be your customer, but I could be. I'm not a poor. There are a lot of people that aren't poors. They might buy something from you. They're probably never going to buy something from you now. So you might not care about us, but those $20, $50, $100 sales over time add up to real money that you're losing. So if you want to be a dick about it, go ahead and be a dick. I don't care. It's not going to hurt me. I'll find a card somewhere else. I don't have to buy cards from Goldin. I don't have to buy cards from Probstein. I can buy them from somebody I feel better about buying it from, usually on eBay, because as bad as eBay could be with some things, I feel better with giving a regular person my money more so than some of these douchebags. So yeah, go ahead, cut off your potential customer base. I don't care. No sweat off my neck.
Well, I'll tell you, if people actually followed that, like I think the three of us would, that would be great. But then a week from now, people are going to go to Goldin auctions and see a card that, I could get that potentially cheaper, or, I haven't seen that card on eBay, and they'll still buy it. Because again, people in this hobby have zero self-control. And if they can find the card they want or get a better deal, they're absolutely going to take it. There was actually something when I was building that 2008 Rittenhouse Iron Man set, I actually was looking around at like Fanatics Live or Fanatics Collector, whatever they are, and Goldin and the different ones to try and find some of these cards. And there was actually a deal that Goldin had sold like 2 weeks earlier that would have been great to pick up. It was quite a bit cheaper buying all of them at once, and it would have been piecing them out. And I'm like, damn, 2 weeks ago I would have put in for that. I would try to get that. So yeah, I just don't see a world where someone could potentially get a card from Goldin who's going to say, he said some shitty things on IG and called me poor. I'm not going to give him money. Because people, again, in this hobby, they just have no self-control. And it kind of like, as soon as you delete, it's not taken out of context if you need to then delete the context, right? Exactly. Like if you're deleting the entire IG, then clearly there was no context. And it's super easy for you to then say, after you delete that IG live, to then say all these were taken out of context. We have no proof one way or the other that was taken out of context because you deleted the potential proof. So yeah, that seems real sketchy when you're like, oh man, you don't understand what I really meant. Well, okay, let's go watch it and find out. Oh, well, I'm going to delete this now. All right. Yeah.
Deleting it was definitely like that says a lot right there. Yeah. Does Goldin auctions, like I know Heritage Auctions has like, obviously they sell a lot of expensive stuff, but they also have stuff that sells for like $100.
Yeah, they have a lot of lower end stuff too.
Goldin has that stuff too, right? Yeah, I mean, like who in the hobby I couldn't save up and afford a couple $100 for something, right? Like I'm assuming most of the people spending their money in the hobby can afford to do that. So like to totally crap on all of the people like us and like the people watching this, that is just such a crap thing. But like Joe said, on top of them just letting it go, we have the shortest short-term memory in all of hobbydom, I think, as well, where people will just forget about it because they'll move on to the next thing, as we've said a million times.
Well, I feel like you both attacked me because I just got done saying I'm not buying from them, and then you both said that people will buy from them. I won't. Damn it! Listen to me.
I will correct you as it needs to be done. I did say other than the three of us when I first started that.
EP didn't say that.
Three of us. Yeah, EP, man, going after Mike hard there. That was unacceptable.
See, and people wonder why I'm like I am. All right. Well, Goldin made more money this week too, because the Shields family Honus Wagner card, the PSA 1 that we talked about a little while ago, sold for $5,124,000. It broke the previous PSA 1 record of $3.1 million from 2022. So in 4 years' time, a PSA 1 has appreciated from 3.1 million to 5.124. Wow. I mean, this is another world. I understand why this stuff is going on. The whole, we did the Josh Luber white pages, the truly collectible cards. This is one of them. This is what's happening. There is more money coming in, and we'll talk about Mr. Wonderful in a little bit because he basically is saying the same thing. As more money comes in, there's only so many of these cards, and the prices are going to rise. And he's right. It's not going to help a damn one of us any little bit. It's not going to raise the prices of all the other cards that we have, but for these kind of cards, at least for the short term, while the money's in here, they're just going to keep going up.
Yeah, and it was actually connected to the Logan Paul story, but some pecker online was like talking about how, you know, the sale of that Pikachu is going to be so great for cards overall, and oh, it's going to raise all the prices of everything. And to your point about this Honus Wagner, no, it's not. Like it's going to raise the price of these type of cards. Mm-hmm. Sure, absolutely, 100%. It's not going to raise the price of a flagship base set, or it's not going to raise the price of 99.9% of the other Pokemon cards, right? So, like, yeah, sure. These cards will absolutely, to your point, Mike, because there are so few of them and there's a bunch of rich people trying to get them. Sure, it'll absolutely raise the price of these. And as an aside, give me 3 of those Honus Wagners and another $1 million in my pocket over that one Pikachu card. And I'm not even a baseball fan, but easy for me. That's an easy choice. Absolutely.
I don't want to defend it, but the thing about that Logan Paul card is it is wholly unique. There is only one. There will never be another one. They can't make it up, right? They couldn't make up another one. So like that is the card. So I'm not trying to defend it or say that's worth 16.5 million, but it is, like we talk about a treasure type card, a collectible type card. It is there, and I wonder what it sells for.
Fanboy we've got down here.
I think it's an AJ Scaramucci fan down there.
Yeah,
because he's going to be watching the treasuretrove.com to document his journey to find the world's treasures.
I did sign up for the website's newsletter, so
I'm sure you did. Oh, well, I mentioned Mr. Wonderful, so he was on Fox Business last week, and he was saying the same thing I just did there, that, with more and more money coming, he used all kinds of like financial terms. I'm not going to repeat them when I'm talking about cards. They're still cards. But yes, he was basically saying the same thing. As more money comes in, the price of all this stuff's going to go up because there's only so many out there. But the news that he did drop is that he and his little buying group will be revealing something spectacular on the 27th of February that will make men and, quote, grown men cry, unquote. What card do you think they bought that are going to make grown men cry? This is going to be fun.
Well, we were spitballing this a little bit in our group text, and the thing, we had a couple of good ideas. The one I came up with was the 101 Luca, a black prism that Luber was, if you watch that terrible documentary, Luber was like opening up boxes upon boxes. I think we reviewed it. Go check that out if you haven't. But he was opening up box after box of prism from, what year was that? 2017, 2019? 2018, whatever. He was opening up boxes and boxes of that to try and find the black 101 Luca rookie. So that was my guess.
So yeah, I thought it was going to be the triple auto, the USA triple auto that hasn't been found yet with the basketball players. And then I also thought maybe the Steph Curry, but Mike said Steph Curry. He thought it was going to be the Steph Curry, the missing Superfractor rookie card, which is huge. I mean, both of them would be huge. I don't know if any of these cards would make grown men weep.
Yeah,
but that's the weird terminology. But I mean, like you're just trying to have
a lot of pathetic grown men out there, EP.
I guess
it would weep over some of these things.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it has to be one of those three, like, because they're cards that supposedly nobody's pulled. I've always been in the camp that the Steph Curry was pulled and somebody just owned it. And that's why I kind of lean toward that, because it feels like, oh, somebody finally figured out who had it, or somebody who had it got in touch with them and they have an opportunity to get it. But I don't know but I would be surprised if it's not one of the three. But let us know in the comments what card you think it might be. I can't think of any others though that like would be at that level that everybody wondering where they are.
Yeah. It's a basketball card for sure, right? Like I can't think of another sport that is there a Shohei 101 that, you know,
I mean, there's so many Shohei 101s that probably
right. So that's not even unique. Like I can't think of any unless someone randomly found a barn pulled Mickey Mantle that graded a 10 that PSA held without announcing that it graded a 10, something like that, or maybe a super high grade Wagner, which is another possibility. Who knows? Yeah,
I mean that might be because I mean because the Wagners there are so few of those out there that might be
right. But yeah,
well, we will find out soon. One card I know it won't be is going to be the first ever 1/1 Michael Jordan card, which is currently up for auction at Heritage. I know EP, you're in on this. You're looking to get this one, but the 1997 Ultra 1/1 masterpiece, PSA 8 Michael Jordan, the first 1/1 card.
Thank God it got graded.
Thank God it got graded. Well, let me tell you a little story about that. It was originally pulled in December of 1997, and it was sold privately from that person to somebody else who graded it at 2022 National. And it got the PSA 8. This is the first time this card has ever been available in a public sale. What's going to be $200? You think maybe $250, somewhere around? I don't know. I joke. It'll be millions of dollars. How many millions is it going to sell for?
Ooh,
5.
Well,
got to go 5.
I think North
5's a 4.
Really?
Yeah, 5's.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, those cards are beautiful cards regardless. And before anyone comments, I just think grading 1/1s is dumb. Authenticating them, I get a lot of pushback. No, you need to authenticate these cards. Yes, you absolutely do. There's a difference between grading and authenticating. So yes, I think this card should have been put into a slab and authenticated for sure. I don't understand the point of grading it. Whatever. That being said, yeah, north of 5 million, especially with all these other sales that have been coming around, like it. Again, to the point about the Pokemon card, you know, that Rising Tides thing lifts all very expensive yachts, doesn't lift all boats. Right. And I think this will lift that yacht up pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, like was said, I think the 5 million is probably the floor. And I think if the person doesn't get 5 million for it, I think they're going to be disappointed. I think it's probably maybe like 8 million, something like that. If I had to throw a number out there, maybe it's 8 million. But yeah, I could totally see that happening. And like you said, Joe, like not just the regular yachts, like the 4-deck yachts that are like
with the boat in the yacht. There's
a boat inside of
not in
and a helicopter inside of it. Right. Yeah.
No. Oh, it's a beautiful card. I love those cards. Maybe I'll bid on it because, you know, I really would like to own it. But yeah, I don't think it'll go quite that high because didn't the Kobe and Michael Jordan dual logo man not autograph sell for 6?
But that was before a Pokemon card sold for 16.
This is
right.
True.
I mean, like whole different world. Now.
Yeah. Who owns this card? That could make a difference in how much it sells for. So
did Logan Paul touch it at any point?
Was he in the same room as this card? Well,
who knows? The same room that bumps it up 10%. If he touches it, bumps it up 50%. Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
What are we doing?
I don't know. It's ridiculous because it's true.
Yeah.
Right there. Oh, something else that was ridiculous. Panini Authentically Mahomes. The first off the line boxes sold out right away at the top price of $25,000 a box. I can't make this stuff up. On one hand, I know how utterly ridiculous this is. On the other hand, I'm 100% not surprised. 3 Patrick Mahomes autographs per box. I don't know what was special about the first off the line, but
Probably like a special numbered card or
Yeah, they're all numbered.
Yeah.
We have
$25,000 for a box. Panini is going out with a bang.
Good on them. I mean, I like. So we kind of talked about this a couple of weeks ago and said, I think we predicted 16,000. And my comment at the time was I'd rather have I'd rather have one of these than two of the Wemby Mercury sets or boxes. Now you're like, well, now you need 3 Wemby boxes. At that point, when I'm doing the conversion rate, right, of Wemby Mercury to, the Mahomes boxes, is 3 too many at that point? Is, 2 felt right? Is 3 too many? My biggest issue with this, boys, and I don't know if you saw this, he does have dual autographs in this. Stickers.
No, we're gonna save that for next time around. I have more.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, it surprises me and it doesn't all at the same time. It's a very expensive product, but you're not going to get Mahomes autos in anything else. So if you want a non-RPA, which why aren't you just buying an RPA? I don't know. If you want a non-RPA Mahomes auto, I guess go after this. But yeah, it's not for me.
Well, it was all the breakers that bought it, right? Like I'm sure it wasn't like the average person. Like you said, average person's probably buying the RPAs. This is probably all wants the breakers.
I've seen a couple individual videos of like non-breakers opening it, but people that are Ken Goldin would like these people who bought them. Right.
How many boxes did you get for your stack sale, Mario, for your pack sale, Mike? Like
only 2. Only
2 boxes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's all one pack.
I can afford it, but I don't know if my customers, because they're poor.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, Joe alluded to it, a little more details. There are dual autographs in here with people like Trevor Lawrence and Baker Mayfield, and they're sticker autographs. They're clearly clearing out the crap they have left over and just slapping it on cards so they can get rid of everything before they can't make anything anymore. But not only that, they have buyback cards. Now, just think like a 2023 select Patrick Mahomes that somebody got signed in person. That's their buyback. They're numbering them, and then they're putting them in a case with a little sticker over the top. I could be wrong, but I looked at these cards. I did not find anything on the card other than the autograph and the number that said that they were part of this set. So unless I'm wrong, and correct me if I am, the only thing showing that they're from the set are this little one touches they encase them in with the special sticker over the top.
Yeah, I mean, EP, you okay down there?
Some of them are ugly looking too. I saw a select autograph that was like smeared on. It was just written with a Sharpie and smeared on it.
They're asking for fraud. They're asking for people to do fraud. They're asking for people
fair.
Great days and do it. Yeah, I mean,
I don't care. They're done with football in a month or so. So
yeah, I mean, buybacks are not a new thing, but buybacks in a product of this level. And if you're gonna do something like this, which I'm fine in general with this, if you're gonna do something like this, have it encased by a grading company, have it authenticated. People have done this before. Card companies have done this before, where they put encased cards into a product or a slab card into a product. I mean, have it authenticated. Like, how can you verify that this is like, if you're just going on eBay and taking someone's word like that it's an authentic autograph, that's dangerous. And then on-card autographs in-person autographs are notoriously smudged and faded and streaky. You're charging people $25,000 for a product. If it was, okay, you get 3 autographs, but they're all Patrick Mahomes, maybe one's in his, Texas Tech uniform, maybe one's in his pro uniform, maybe there's a duel in there, but you got to make them all on card. You got to make them new cards. They need to be new cards, right? Because what's stopping someone from just going and buying some in-person autos on eBay for way cheaper than the $25,000 you're selling these for? So that's the problem. The sticker autos, The Mahomes auto should at least be on card. Like the Mahomes part of the sticker auto. If you want to throw a Trevor Lawrence card, which probably reduces the value of the card, or Trevor Lawrence sticker auto, that's fine. I've seen sets like that happen before. I think Topps the Sapphire Marvel product.
Why are you making that though? Like, this is a Mahomes product,
right?
People would prefer to have a Mahomes, even if it's a sticker autograph, just a Mahomes autograph without Trevor Lawrence on it. Why the hell are you throwing Trevor Lawrence in here? Because you have ones laying around.
You have those stickers, right? You have those stickers. Like if it was Mahomes, and I'm trying to think of someone, they couldn't get Brady because he's obviously an exclusive to Fanatics. But I'm trying to think of, like, there are certain quarterbacks that it's like, oh yeah, that absolutely makes sense to have him with this, because Mahomes, like the Wemby. From the Wemby product, the Wemby product had Wemby dual autographs with other players. So that doesn't offend me. I like dual autographs. But if you're going to do them right is my biggest thing.
Yeah, it's egregious that they would have sticker autos in this product. The fact that we're not sure, that we're debating whether they were purchased already signed or not. I would think that the buyback cards were signed by Mahomes, that Panini had him sign them for this thing. But if that's the case, they should put some sort of sticker or some sort of note or something on the card, or like you guys said, or like Joe said, have it encased so people know that it's from this thing. The fact that we don't know that, the fact that we're sitting here debating, the prominence of this card, the provenance of this card, like that is a horrible thing. So I don't know. I don't know what to think. I like I said, I feel like they are setting themselves up for fraud, for people getting their own autographed Mahomes cards, putting them in these cases and taking the correct ones out.
And I opened up a couple of boxes of Star Trek Connections for the channel, and I've been looking at some of it's weird that I'm going to be able to tie this in. Watch this little route I'm going to take. But like some of the cards that they put in, especially like the sketch cards, are sketches from other products. But when you flip over the card, guess what they have across, embossed in foil? Star Trek Connections. Like, it's actually telling you what set this sketch is actually coming out of. Not just like, oh, we got these late from the sketch artist for, this Deep Space Nine set, and we're going to use them. Yeah, but they're still actually putting in foil, embossed on the back, what the card or what the set you pulled that card from. That's and this is Rittenhouse charging less than $200 for a box of cards, not Panini charging $25,000 for this box of cards. If Rittenhouse can do it, why the hell can't Panini do it? Sticker autographs as well, but I've talked about that till I blew in the face at this point.
How many sheets of Mahomes stickers do you think they got sitting in a filing cabinet back at and Panini? How many sheets?
Probably not too many.
No.
I think they used that's why they made this product, is my guess. So they call this buybacks. They're not buybacks. They're cards they have laying around. They're completely random, like score cards and base select cards. Who wants that? I don't know. It's not a $2,000 a box product. You're talking about a $25,000 product. And I was looking, the auctions, a lot of them haven't ended yet, but the autographs are only selling for like $1,000, $1,500, maybe $2,000. So what are you, unless you're pulling something, I don't even know what there is to pull super special out of it. They showed pictures of like game used stuff and patch cards with autographs and stuff, but I've yet to see people pulling that kind of stuff or selling that kind of stuff.
And this is the way worst time for someone to try and open and sell this product, coming off of a disastrous season for the Chiefs and Mahomes after the Super Bowl, which is the worst time to try and sell cards, right? So like if I had bought this product, number one, I would have opened it. But number two, if you're going to, that's fine, but you can't be putting the stuff up on eBay now. I don't know what you're doing there. Like, this is the worst time to potentially sell, but someone probably got over their skis, bought this for $25,000 and said, oh shit, I need to pay that credit card bill. Or I bought into a break and pulled this card, a break for a ridiculous amount of money. I haven't even watched breaks of this, which tells you something, because I love to watch breaks of ridiculous products. But like for the buybacks, Mike, if they were like flawless base cards, which are very difficult to get. You only get like one base card or whatever. Same thing with National Treasures. If they were those type of cards, and they did to EP's point where they stamped them with a special logo for the Mahomes brand that they're doing, that would be kind of cool. I would be cool with that. But if you're throwing random scores, you're not really designating them as they're part of this specific product. Again, we should just run a card company at this point, or someone with common sense should, because this is a terrible decisions being made. And I don't know how many sticker autos they had him sign, EP. I think these were leftovers from previous, because he did sign quite a few of these on card, correct?
Okay.
Like there were a lot of like on card autos as well. I think the duels were the ones that they did stickers, because I guess they felt they needed to match the Trevor Lawrence sticker. I don't understand the necessity of that.
The more we talk about this and the more we hear about all of it, it makes me think that they thought about doing this like the very last second. They could have got the cards printed. Like, it's like, oh, okay, well, what are we gonna do? Oh, we'll do buybacks. Get somebody that stack of select Mahomes we have and get them to sign those. Like, I feel like it was like all like slapped together at the last minute. Like just at the nick of time for them to be able to print it and have it available
to have
at the end of the year.
NFL logos on
right.
it, right?
Yeah. I think it feels like they're at the last second. They're like, okay, let's do this.
It wasn't that long ago that we talked about them signing that deal with Mahomes to sign, and they were going to do the autographs. They did the few across the different products, but makes me wonder if he didn't get stuff signed for them in time, and now they're like, oh crap, we have 2 months left to be able to sell football products. We better just kind of have them sign these and get it all out. Like, it really seemed haphazardly put together, like you said, EP, and like not planned out very well. But they don't care. What do they care? Again, we are at the point,
$5,000.
yeah, they sold it out. They don't like you. They got their money for it. It doesn't matter what it looks like. What are you going to do? Not buy their 2026 product? They don't have any. Like, so,
and they'd still sell out of that anyway, Mike. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll sell out of that new set that they're coming out with. It doesn't have regular active players in it. The ones with the retired players and the college players,
rated retireds or whatever we're calling it.
I don't know. They were supposed to have retired rookies. That was our idea, which is way better.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna. All right. Well, our last topic today, save this one for last. Our old buddy Neo had a video up. No, not the one where he's talking about possible hybrid boxes that we talked about a couple weeks ago. Okay. But so we'll steal something back from him. But look, talking about the potential of eBay acquiring COMC. It's been 4 or 5 months now since the rumors came out that COMC was in a lot of trouble. Their CEO had a little blog post that he tried to explain what was going on, what they're trying to do to fix it. Let me still say they are way behind on shipping. I'm going to talk about this at some point in the future, but I've been tracking to see roughly how many cards per day they're shipping, and it is nowhere near what my brain thought it would be. I'm kind of look around going, well, I could probably get half that many out in a day. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, so things are going on there. Clearly there are issues because Neo had mentioned in his video, and I agree with this, that probably something maybe they should have come out with a couple months ago to talk about. The issues are not just holiday related. I know in the comments before, some people talked about that. We're way past that. I just had an order sent today of some higher end cards, so I got it shipped expedited, but the regular bulk shipping was over 4 months. So nothing is getting any better than it was 3 months ago. I'm not even sure if my cards I was supposed to get in a month are going to be here within 4 months. So things are not good. But apparently the CEO had posted on X his little blog thing there, and there was a former employee, Andy Jones, who replied that the 3-year acquisition window, Joe, with eBay concludes in November. at which point eBay will decide to complete the acquisition or walk away. Remember, we talked about COMC and eBay having like some kind of dealings together a couple years ago. Apparently, this is what it is. And apparently, part of that is that by this November, they have the right to either buy COMC or to not buy COMC, which would make COMC, I'm guessing, either way, COMC is going to be sold to somebody probably by the end of 2026. I kind of hope eBay decides to go with the buy COMC because I don't want Fanatics to own COMC. They'll screw it up, right? They will just fuck that up royally. eBay seems like a perfect fit. I don't know if it makes sense for them to do it, but the thought of eBay owning COMC and maybe the things that could grow out of that is really enticing to me. Am I wrong? What are we thinking on this?
Well, first off, one of EP's favorite companies, COMC. EP, we've talked about this. You love COMC. You also love Fanatics unabashedly. So this is like, for you, this is like some hardcore, like fever dream stuff for you. Like, imagine those two like coming together. Man, is the table moving a little bit for you? Anyway, I'm curious about this because eBay doesn't do card fulfillment. That's not their jam. We fulfill the cards, right? So I'm guessing if they bought them, would it just be COMC brought to you by eBay at that point? And would they be willing to put money into for the real need for COMC? And that is people to pull and pack and ship cards. Like, would they be willing to put the manpower in for that? Would any company that buys them be willing to do that? It's such a different model than what eBay has. Like, for us as buyers, it doesn't feel that way. It's just like going to eBay and buy it now, right? Like, but from a bunch of different sellers and having one person ship them to you. But like, that's way different than what eBay currently does. So while I agree, I would rather eBay do it than someone like Fanatics, I just don't know how beneficial it would be to the end user. I could be completely wrong. And maybe they put money into it. They'd have to, right?
Yeah, they would. There's already like a connection between them because you can have your COMC card sent directly to eBay auction. Like, you can do that right through their website. Like, there's already that connection between them. I don't know if that is
that's not the issue that Mike's having and a lot of people are having. Like some of the things like that are easy. Like, some of the things like that are happening. Like, getting higher end cards shipped back to you is real quick too. The thing we often complain about though is the low end stuff being pulled, packed, and shipped. What's eBay going to do about that? Is my question.
Well, yeah, I think if eBay wants to keep, I'm assuming COMC does a lot of revenue for eBay. I'm sure they do a lot of cards that sell on eBay on their auctions because usually they have pretty good stuff. And so I feel like in order to keep that, if they want to keep that customer, they will put some money into COMC for all their parts to keep COMC running. In theory, I would think there would be an influx of cash that would make COMC run better on all cylinders. Just because that would keep the revenue, the back and forth with the auctions, that would keep that going back and forth. I would push back only because I wouldn't want to see COMC change too much. Obviously, we've talked about they have an outdated website. The outdated their app is not very helpful at all. But if eBay would help to improve some of those things, that'd be good. But if all of a sudden it's a full eBay integration with COMC, and they change a lot of that kind of stuff, I think that might be bad for COMC.
Changing like what? I don't
I just picture it being complete, like changing the model that is COMC to something else more eBay-ish, I guess would be like it just.
I could see eBay to jump in here, EP. I could see eBay saying the money that we would make off of the transferring things over to the auction, the money we would make off of selling stuff from COMC on eBay, we're keeping that stuff. But this like pack and shipping, low end stuff, let's move on from that. I could see eBay doing that. Like,
but eBay also has eBay has a shipping hub to send all your overseas packages to that people are. So like I kind of feel like they could do that. Like nobody's going to buy COMC and not put money into helping clear the bottleneck of the cards being picked and shipped. eBay, every package that goes overseas gets sent to a hub where they take care of it and they ship it out. So I don't see why eBay would want to get rid of COMC's system when it's a similar type thing.
I think it's the pooling and packing the card part. I'm curious what they actually do at that international shipping hub. Do they just get the boxes? I'm sending something today, actually. Do they get the box and just slap a new label on it and send it off? Like, what are they actually doing? Are they combining these orders? Like, I just feel like the pooling and packing part of the COMC, the real labor intensive part, are they willing to put money into that? Or do they see that maybe it's a lost leader and they do
you walk away from it if you don't want to do that. What value does COMC have the eBay? Like, eBay is not going to say, yes, we're going to buy COMC and then change it. They're either going to buy it and make it work better, or they're going to just walk away from it. So,
or pick the bones of the stuff they like. I mean, that's possible too.
And if Fanatics gets it, I think that would be terrible. I think I could see them that being with their acquisition of Beckett. I could see them also being that. So actually, when collectors got Beckett, all the big the giant companies, I get that confused sometimes. But no, I could see them. I could see Fanatics winning to get it for like that low end stuff. I mean, and they just want to gobble stuff up. I don't think they would put enough money into it to make it better, though, right? I don't know if they would.
None of these big companies have put in money to make anything better. I think at this point, like, buy something.
I don't use Fanatics Collect, so I don't really know like if that's better than PWCC was, or if it's same thing. Right. If you use it, let us know in the comments if it's any different. I don't like. I just feel like any company who's going to buy it has to be willing to put money into it or find a better system for them to use. Like, it has to be an issue with employees. And I know they're in the Pacific Northwest, and I know their labor costs are a lot higher. I don't know if you can move that many cards to somewhere else, but if
you imagine,
oh my God, that
would Mayflower trucks, as it were.
But
what if Sports Lots and COMC join forces? What if they became one company? I don't think Sports Lots is probably big enough to buy COMC. Probably, I would see COMC is probably the big.
But like, Sport Lots is a completely different thing because the dealers themselves have the cards, so they're just kind of the broker for the people buying the cards, and then individual person.
Yeah, I mean,
is that the answer? You don't send cards into COMC at this point, and kind of like an eBay model, right? Like, we don't send our cards to eBay if we're going to sell cards on eBay. We keep them and sell them through eBay. Does eBay say, yeah, we're not going to accept any cards if we own COMC? You're going to be responsible, but you can still use the platform. That feels like an eBay thing, doesn't it? That's what eBay does now. So it totally changes what COMC is at that point. But if it makes more money for eBay and there's still that outlet for people to put cards up there, I know the benefit to just send cards off to COMC and have them do 99.9% of the work is the appeal. But that's why we're in bottlenecks right now. That's why, there's no manpower there to actually get these things fulfilled. So if that's the issue and you can't hire more people to do it, they've got to totally rethink the model.
What if you can send your eBay purchases right to COMC? That could be the bolt, like maybe do stuff with the graded cards. I feel like that's their problem because they deal so much in lower end that they don't get enough upper end, that they're not making enough money to have the number of employees that they really need. But just if you do away with them doing the work, it's just
eBay.
So like, why would eBay want them if it's just what they already are? And I don't know what
maybe
value
buying the competition thing at this, kind of like Collectors has done with Beckett and SGC, buying the low end card competition and shutting it down. So now you only have eBay to go to. I mean, there's a lot of I never assumed that a multi-billion-dollar business, right? eBay's, I would suspect, is a multi-billion-dollar business, is ever going to do things that generally help individual people like us, and they're probably only looking at the bottom line. So if they buy COMC, to me, it might make sense to kind of like pare it down or pick it down to the parts they like and then shut down the stuff they don't, that they can't make money off of. And it's all of a sudden it's not COMC anymore, just like all of a sudden SGC isn't SGC anymore, right?
You could see a situation where maybe they like this is not going to happen, not going to happen. Where the COMC becomes the low end place, so you get all the low end cards off eBay.
It's like SGPO handle only in the vintage card
market. Right. So send the low end cards to COMC, but there's no money in that for eBay either. So I don't see why they would do that. But I mean, I could see that being one of the scenarios. But again, I also can't see it because I don't think there's any money in it for.
There's no
eBay
financial upside for eBay to do that.
Yeah.
But they do charge 65 cents a card, and they get 15% of the sale. Plus, they get like a 25-cent transaction. I think the buyer pays when they buy it. So there is money to be made there. Yeah. Maybe that could give eBay a way. The biggest problem with eBay to buy low end cards is there are a lot of cards that should be selling for like 50 cents or less that you have to charge almost $2 for. Mm-hmm. And there's no easy way to have, like, as a seller, have the buyer have the option of being able to buy 50 of those cards for one shipping price.
Yeah.
So if eBay could find a way to straighten things out, to use COMC to allow people to stack up cards and pay one shipping price, might be beneficial to them, because you know how it is, EP. You sell lower end cards. It's a lot of those sit forever because the card isn't worth $1.69 with free shipping.
Nice.
They only buy it if they need it, like really badly. They really want it, or they need it to finish a set, and they're like, okay, what the hell? I'll pay that for this 25-cent card.
That's why I have my set up to buy 2 or more cards, get 40% off, because those cards are 50-cent cards at best. Some of them probably aren't even 50-cent cards, are probably quarter cards. But to be able to sell them, like, I'm willing to be able to avoid that 30-cent transaction fee for every. That's the killer, right? The 30-cent transaction fee really hurts. And so, like, I have it set up for 40% off if you buy 2 or more. Like, I mean, it just, and to encourage people to buy it just because they are so, again, 50-cent cards.
Don't let Ken Goldin ever call EP a poor. He's selling $1.50 cards for 40% off. Baby.
Bam.
Oh, all right. I don't think I have anything else for you. Anybody else have anything they want to chime in with before we wrap it up this week?
Go check out Star Trek Connections breaks. They're a lot of fun opening up those boxes. Go check them out.
I think there are like 14 videos on the channel. Oh, by the way, speaking of videos on the channel, I wanted to bring one little thing up quick before we go.
Oh, wow. A little bonus, a little overtime. If you
I did a little research, and I looked to see the last time that EP posted a video to this channel. You know, this football season has been lasting since November of 2021. No, 2024. But it's been over like almost a year and a half since you've added content. EP, is football season going to end anytime soon?
Well, I believe November 2024 was a month after my stepmom had a car accident, and that's when I started having to drive her around. So I had to do. I got extra stuff I got to deal with. So I've had extra stuff to deal with for quite a while on top of football season. But yeah,
do you sleep?
So.
Do you go to the bathroom?
I
use that time.
No, he does other content.
I get like 4 hours sleep.
He does other content
for the bathroom stuff.
Yeah.
So use the code.
Sorry, I went down this road. Okay, that's all we got for you. That was a pretty good chat this week, and I just review next week. Take care, guys.
See you, boys.
Adios.